82, it asks us to solve each proportion. We know that in order to solve a proportion, we have to cross multiply. So we've got 10 times 2 is equal to 4 times p minus 9. 10 times 2 is 20. We know that we have to distribute over here. So 4 times p is 4p minus 4 times 9 is 36. So now I have to add 36 to both sides of my equation. So 20 plus 36 is 56, which is 4p. Now I need to get p by itself. 4p is saying 4 times p, so the opposite of multiplication is division. Very good. So that means p equals 14. P equals 14. Okay, for problem 83. Once again, we're cross multiplying to solve our proportion. So we've got 9 times 8 is equal to 10 times r, is that my variable? Plus 1. Very good, thank you. So 10 times r is simply 10r. 10 times 1 is just 10. What is 9 times 8? 72. So I'm going to subtract 10 from both sides. I've got 62 equals 10r. So in this case, for problem 83, what is my answer here? 6.2. I have a decimal here. It's a pretty decimal. It ends, so we can do that. You could have written it as a fraction, but 6.2 is completely fine for this problem. Okay, for the next problem, it asks us to sketch the graph of the line. So let's take a look. In this problem, I know that I'm dealing with equation of y equals mx plus b format. So my slope is what in this problem? So if I have negative 9 over 5, I have to give the negative to one of my numbers. It doesn't matter which one I give it to, but I can only give it to one. Because if I gave it to both of them, it would cancel out, and that would be a positive, and that's not what we want. So I have to give it to one of them. All right, what is my y-intercept? Positive 4. So I'm going to put my point on y-axis at positive 4. Now, I'm going to want to go down 9, so I'm going to use this one. So it's a negative 9, so I'm going to go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And it's a positive 5, so 5 to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We should have a point here. Now, you want to use your straight edge to connect them. So yours should be a little straighter than mine. Okay, for problem number 85, what is my slope? 7. Now, if I want to make that a fraction, I'm going to put 7 over 1, because any whole number divided by 1 is just itself. Anything divided by 1 is itself. What is my y-intercept? 5. So I'm going to put a point at 5 on my y-axis. Now, I don't really want to go up 7. So remember, I can do the opposite of both, and it cancels out. So if I do negative 7 over a negative 1, the negatives would cancel out. So that is equal to a positive 7 over a positive 1. But that's going to help me put a point on my graph. So I'm going to go down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And it's a negative 1, so I'm going to go left 1. Now you can see that this is the same as a positive 7 over a positive 1, because to go from this point to this point, I had to go up 7, right 1. Once again, you need to use your straight edge. On your paper, you need to use your straight edge. Okay, on these, we can't graph them just yet. We have to put them into y equals mx plus b format. So the first thing we're going to do is we can subtract 2x from each side of the equation, which would get me negative y equals, I can go ahead and insert the negative 2x. I've got minus 2. But I don't have y equals mx plus b yet. I need y by itself. So I have to divide both sides of the equation by -1 because I have a negative y. So that gives me positive y is equal to, and I have to split this up and divide each piece by -1. So it's a positive 2x plus 2. So that means my slope is a positive 2, which is 2 over 1. And my y-intercept is also a positive 2. So I'm going to plot a point at 2, and then I'm going to go up 2 because it's positive, right 1 because it's positive, up 2, right 1. I can follow the pattern backwards. Once again, use your straight edge on your paper to connect the points so that you create a smooth line. Okay, for problem 87, we once again have to put it into y equals mx plus b format. So let's rewrite our equation over here so that we have room to put it into our correct format. We need to get y on one side by itself, so I'm subtracting 4x from each side of the equation, which gives me 5y is equal to negative 4x minus 5. I need to get y by itself, so I have to divide both sides of my equation by 5. So that gives me y equals, I have to divide each piece by this 5. So I have a negative 4 over a positive 5x. A negative 5 divided by a positive 5 is minus 1. So my y-intercept is negative 1. My slope is negative 4 over 5. I could also write this as a positive 4 over a negative 5. So I've plotted my y-intercept. Now I want to use my slope to graph more points. So I can go down 1, 2, 3, 4. Right 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That would be the negative 4 over 5. Alternatively, I could go up 1, 2, 3, 4. And then left 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, once again, you need to use your straight edge on your paper to connect these points. Okay, it asks us to find the slope of each line. So we know that slope is rise over run. So let's count the rise. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's up. We know that up and right are positive, down and left are negative. So my rise is 1, 2, 3, 4, positive 4. My run is a positive 1. So my slope is 4 over 1, which, yes, could be written as just the number 4. Okay, once again, slope is rise over run. So my rise is 1. It's going up, so it's a positive 1. My run is 1, 2, 3, 4 to the right. So it's a positive 4. So this one is 1, 4. Okay, the next problem asks us to solve each equation, so I need to get n by itself. So the first thing I'm going to do is add n to both sides. So I've got negative 1 equals 2n minus 5. I'm going to add 5 to both sides. It gives me 4 equals 2n. Divide both sides by 2. N equals 2. And the last problem that we have here, I know that I need to distribute this 6. So I've got 7x plus 6 times x is 6x minus 6 times 1 is 6. Okay. Now we need to get all of the variables on one side by themselves, but first we're going to combine like terms. So I've got negative 14 plus 5x is equal to 7x plus 6x is 13x minus 6. So now I'm going to subtract 5x from each side. Okay, so now we have negative 14 is equal to 8x minus 6. So I'm going to add 6 to both sides. That gives me 8x is equal to negative 8. When I divide both sides of the equation by 8, I get x equals negative 1. So x equals negative 1 in this problem.